What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's keeping well. In today's video, we're going to talk about the 4 companies that I'm going to be adding to my portfolio next. By adding these 4 companies to my portfolio, it will then bring my overall holdings to 20 companies. But before we get into today's video, it would be great if you consider subscribing to this channel and dropping a like and comment below on your views on my 20 company portfolio. We are currently on 130 subscribers, so it would be great if we could get to 150 before the end of this week. And with that being said, let's dive right into today's video. So in today's video, we will cover each of the below topics. We will discuss what the 4 companies are, a company overview, the products and services provided by each company, the current market price, sector, ticker and exchange the company is traded on, a look at their yearly financial chart, their balance sheets, key shareholders, their dividend percentage payout and frequency, a look at my current portfolio diversification, and a look at my plan going forward. So the 4 companies that I'll be adding to my portfolio are Chevron, Facebook, Microsoft, and Procter Gamble. Chevron Corporation is an American multinational energy corporation. The company is headquartered in California and is active in more than 180 countries across the world. The reason I want to add Chevron to my portfolio is to increase my diversification in the energy sector. I currently have holdings in ExxonMobil, but as we all know, oil stocks can be quite volatile, so I want to spread out my risk across a few of these companies. Chevron is currently trading at $87.77. The company is traded on the New York Stock Exchange and has ticker CVX. As you can see from the company's 1-year chart, it is in the red for the 1-year period. The company, like many others, took a severe hit in March due to the current economic situation. But I feel with the company hovering around the mid-80s to high 80s dollar mark, I feel that it's a great buy for a long-term investor. We can see from the company's balance sheet that their total revenue has dropped over the last 2 years, but it is worth noting that their net income has increased since last year. In terms of the company's top shareholders, Vanguard has an 8.17% holding in the company, Capital Research and Management has a 7% holding, and in third place, SSGA Fund Management has a 6.27% holding. Chevron pays out a 5.43% dividend annually, which equates to $4.76 per share. This is paid out on a quarterly basis. The second company that I'll be adding to my portfolio is Facebook. Facebook is an American social media conglomerate corporation based in California. The company has over 48,000 employees and as of 2019 had a revenue of $70.7 billion USD. When I was doing research for this company, it's crazy to see how much of a stronghold Facebook has in the social media community. For a lot of people, and certainly in my case, the first thing I do in the morning is look at my phone, check Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, and Facebook owns all 3 of these companies. For one company to own 3 of the biggest communication and social media apps, which are Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, I find this a great buy as it is the main company in this sector. Facebook is traded on the Nasdaq and has ticker FB. It is currently trading at $238.25. You can see from the company's chart that the stock price is continually going in an upward trajectory. The company's balance sheets are looking great. For example, the company's total revenue has increased year on year for the last 4 years, and even their cost of revenue has decreased. If you were to just look at the company's balance sheet, you'd nearly throw your house at the company, but it is worth noting their ongoing issues with privacy. It is also worth noting that Facebook make the majority of their money through ad revenue, and like any other company in economic downturns, it will be hit also due to companies not spending as much on their advertising. Facebook's top 3 shareholders are Vanguard with a 7.36% holding, Fidelity Management and Research with just under 5% holding, and T. Rowe Price Associates with a 4.5% holding. In the tech sector, the average dividend yield is 1.3%. However, Facebook doesn't pay any dividends as of now. I will be buying this company solely as a growth stock. The third company that I will be buying is Microsoft Corporation. Microsoft is an American multinational tech company headquartered in Washington. It develops, manufactures, licenses, supports, and sells computer software, consumer electronics, personal computers, and related services. As of 2019, the company's revenue was $125.8 billion. Microsoft has a very diversified product and services offering. For example, they own Microsoft Office, Skype, Windows 10, MSN, Bing, and Xbox. Microsoft is traded on the Nasdaq and has ticker MSFT. It is currently trading at $205.46. As you can see from Microsoft's one-year chart, since their dip in March, they've had huge growth increase since and are currently up to over $200. Like Facebook, the company's balance sheets are very promising. The company's total revenue, gross profit, and net income have all increased year on year for the last 4 years. In terms of the company's top shareholders, again for the third time in a row, Vanguard is top of the pile with just under an 8% holding in the company. Capital Research has a 7.34% holding, and SSGA Fund Management has a 4.15% holding. Obviously, as tech companies are more of a growth stock, their dividends are quite low. In Microsoft's case, they pay $1.89 per share, which is paid on a quarterly basis. The fourth company on this list, and which will be the 20th company in my overall portfolio, is Procter Gamble. Procter Gamble is an American multinational consumer goods company headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio. It was founded in 1837 by William Procter. As of the end of 2019, the company had a revenue of $67.68 billion USD. One thing I liked about this company is the diversification of products. They have products ranging from Pampers Baby Dry to Gillette, Head & Shoulders, Fairy, Oral-B, Lenore, and Olay. When you actually think about it, you probably have the majority of these products in your own house. Procter & Gamble is traded on the New York Stock Exchange and has ticker PG. It is currently trading at $120.02. On the company's one-year chart, you can see that, like the majority of companies in March, dipped significantly, but it is continually rising in an upward trajectory yet again. On the company's balance sheet, you can see that their total revenues have increased year on year for the last 4 years. Even though the company's cost of revenue has increased, their gross profit has also increased, which is the main thing. Procter & Gamble's main 3 shareholders are Vanguard Group with an 8.77% holding, SSGA Fund Management with just under 5% holding, and BlackRock Fund Advisors with a 2.44% holding. P&G is a dividend aristocrat and has increased their dividends for the last 27 years. They are currently paying a 2.51% dividend, which equates to $2.95 per share. This dividend is paid out on a quarterly basis. So after adding these 4 companies to my portfolio, this will bring my total holdings to 20 companies. My portfolio diversification will look like this. 2.76% of my portfolio will be in the communication sector, 6.88% in consumer discretionary, 25.17% in consumer staples. In the energy sector, I will have 3.03%. Financial sector, I will have over 15% of my portfolio in this. Healthcare sector, I will have just under 10%, 7.18% in the industrial sector. I have yet to have any holdings in the materials sector. In real estate, I will have 1.41% holding. In the tech sector, I will have 21.37% holding, and in utilities, I will have 7.28%. As of the 2nd of July, this will now bring my portfolio to $4,328. Looking at my portfolio's diversification on a pie chart, we can see that the tech sector, consumer staples, and the financial sector are my 3 biggest positions. In terms of my plans going forward, there is 4 main topics that I want to address. Firstly, I want to continually add positions to each of the 20 holdings in the hope of having over $10,000 in my portfolio by the end of this year. Secondly, I want to balance out my portfolio's diversification in terms of percentages allocated to each sector. Thirdly, I will want to add 5 more companies to my portfolio down the line, and I will be capping my portfolio at 25 companies. And my fourth plan going forward is the one I'm most interested in and most excited for, is starting up my other forms of passive income. Down the line, I will be documenting all of these other forms of passive income on this channel also. So with that being said, that brings the end to today's video. I would be very interested to see how many positions and what companies are in your own portfolio. Also, if you feel that there are some companies out there that are undervalued, please also comment below, as I'm very interested to talk about anything financial related. Thanks again, and I will see you guys in the next video.